Yo, what is up, you guys? Long time no see. I feel like the TikTok where they come in and they're like, hey, how y'all doing? You know the one. So today I'm going to be doing a Michigan/college Q&A. I asked all of you guys over on my Instagram to leave me your burning questions. Nothing is off limits. I'm an open book. Literally ask me anything. And a bunch of you guys DM me or sent in questions through like my story or whatever. There will be timestamps in the description box so that you can like bounce around if you want to do that. And also, if I don't answer your question in this video, please feel free to leave it in the comments, shoot me a DM, whatever you want to do. And I'll either make a future video on it or I will just answer you. Also, I forgot to say this, but if you have questions about stuff that I'm not involved in, oh, this is my dog, by the way. But if you have like if you have questions about like engineering or like organizations I'm not part of or anything like that, just like stuff that I wouldn't know about, hit my line anyways. I have a lot of friends from different experiences and backgrounds and like different schools and everything, who I can like film a video with and ask them your questions. So I am your girl for all things college. Let me know what you want to know. Also, I have literally filmed this video like 3 times because for one thing, like I keep getting more questions from people that I feel like are really important to address, so I like refilm so I can add them in. But also, I literally am not eloquent whatsoever, so I have my computer here because I need like bullet points, otherwise I get way off track and I start talking about God knows what, and then I have to edit out like 5 hours of footage of me talking about like One Direction or something that doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. What do you do when you get a bad dorm? Nicole's my roommate, we both got assigned to Helen Newberry, which basically is an all-girls dorm on campus. We were not super ecstatic about it. Basically, it's one of the oldest dorms on campus. Again, it's all girls. It's not the one where you do like tea time and like you have curfew and no boys allowed and all that stuff. It's not that one. You have to apply to be in that one. This is just like a normal dorm, except for that it's all girls. It's a really small dorm. There's about 120 people, I believe, in it, and the rooms are like 9 by 16. So we were like, bruh, like, I think the biggest worry of ours was that it was not going to be social at all and that we weren't going to have like any guy friends or anything. After living there for like a few months, I honestly started to really vibe with it. The girls there were so chill. We thought they were going to be probably really weird girls, but like everybody was super normal because you just get like thrown in that dorm. Like most people don't choose to live there. The community is way different than any other dorm because it is like a house and we treat it like it's a house, whereas like a lot of the other dorms are more like hotels or big apartment buildings, that kind of vibe. All the girls would just like sit out in the hallway and we just talk and eat and vibe, and it was so cute. And that's just like not something that you saw in other dorms. Like we went to our friend Arlo's dorm one time and we tried sitting in his hallway and he was like, yeah, people don't do that here. Also, another pro of living there was the location. It was in Central Campus, right downtown, like literally across the street from Urban Outfitters. All the restaurants and stores and everything were there, and all your classes were like right there. It was such a quick walk to everything. For my North Campus babies, oh baby, I know that really sucks if you're going to Michigan and you got assigned to North Campus. However, if you are an engineering student or you're an SMTD student or something like that, you're probably honestly gonna like it, because my roommate was an engineering student and she had to take like a 30-minute commute to every single class and back, and that's just not it. When I was literally leaving like 4 minutes before my next class from my dorm. It is really nice not to have to take the bus, so that is one benefit of living there. I'm pretty sure it's Bates also has huge rooms, so that's really nice. They're like suites. North Campus is like a totally different world. It's so naturey and beautiful. Also, it's really social because it's all freshmen. There are benefits to living there. Don't think it's all bad. Yo, so basically like what I'm saying is like the moral of the story, I guess, is your dorm experience is really what you make of it, and there's gonna be pros and cons to anywhere that you live. Even if it's like the best dorm on campus or whatever, like there's gonna be stuff that you don't like about it. So just figure out what you love about your dorm and focus on the positives, and I guarantee you're gonna love it. You're gonna have a great experience and it's gonna be super fun. Also, just remember that this is like 9 months out of your entire life. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. Next year you can live literally wherever you want, so don't stress about it. Did you miss your high school friends? Did your relationship with them change? I actually miss my high school friends so much in college, and if you knew me in high school, you knew that I was not the type of person to be like super attached to high school and high school people. I feel like my relationship with high school people changed a lot, and I think it changed for the better. I realized who was a genuine friend and who wanted to put in the effort to talk to me and hang out with me. There were a lot of people that I thought that I would for sure stay in touch with, and they never really reached out. And I mean, that's kind of on me too, but like if I would like text them one time or whatever, then we would like talk that one time and then I'd never hear from them again. And it's just really weird because I thought that those would be people that I would talk to all the time. On the other side of the spectrum though, there's people that I wasn't super tight with in high school that I'm actually way better friends with now, and I'm super happy about it because like, okay, for example, like my guy friends in high school, like I was in a group of girls and guys, and I was really tight with the girls because I'd been friends with them for literally ever. But a lot of the guys were kind of more acquaintances to me, and you know, like we would hang out, but like I wouldn't ever just talk to them individually or hang out with them individually. But I feel like since we've all gone to college and like gone our separate ways and stuff, when we come back, we always hang out, and it's just like such a different vibe, and I love it because those guys are awesome, and I wish that I had that friendship with them in high school. I think it's just like when you all move away and you kind of grow up on your own individually without all the high school drama and all that stuff putting pressure on you and kind of influencing like how you act with people and who you're friends with. I feel like a lot of my friends came back a lot more secure in who they were, and they were a lot more true to themselves, and I think that's why we became better friends, because we weren't putting on any sort of act at all. We were just like, this is me, like whatever, I don't care what you have to say about it. So one person asked, does University of Michigan have fun / crazy parties? Is it a fun school? And someone else asked, favorite and least favorite frats. So in general, yeah, I would say Michigan has fun parties. During like welcome week and holidays especially, the parties are really, really fun and everybody's basically throwing. Also, everybody tailgates for like football games. One really great thing about going to a school like Michigan is it is like your all-American, like school spirit type of school. Like it's so awesome being in a school where everybody cares so much about their school and about their teams. Like it's so fun. Like even if you're not into sports, like you will have a good ass time. In general, you can pretty much always find a party, whether it's a frat party, co-op party, house party, especially if you're in like a club or organization of some sort. There will always be something going on even during the week. However, Michigan is really prestigious for academics as well, so most people won't be going out all the time, but most people will go out often. If you are not somebody that is into going to parties and going out and whatnot, don't feel pressure to do it. There's a lot of people that don't, and nobody makes you feel bad if you don't want to do that or you don't want to drink or anything. Most of my friends are really chill about whatever you want to do. It's just like, okay, you want to have a sober night, have a sober night. You don't want to go out, you want to stay in, that's chill, like whatever. As far as frats go, I haven't been to a frat since like fall semester. It's with like the exception of like one Fiji mixer that I went to with Nicole. I don't know, I'm just like not a big frat person. I kind of got over that scene really quickly. I much prefer like house parties and stuff with like my pre-law frat, because you know the people there. It's a lot more fun when you can like talk to people and like hang out with people that you know. If you're like in Greek life though, then you get to know the guys in frats, so then it's probably like so much more fun. But aside from that, anyways, so that being said, I don't have like super strong preferences about what frat I go to. I just kind of go wherever. We used to go to DU and Pike a lot because we have a lot of friends there. The guys I know at DU are super chill and super down to earth. If you're at Michigan and you're just looking for a place to drink, which I don't recommend underage drinking, but if you choose to do that, or if you're of age, you know, that's always good. AE Pie is always really, really stocked up, and they always have White Claws. Don't come at me for being basic and saying that they have White Claws. I know that you all like them. Even if you don't drink, they have a soda machine there. Like, they have a full-on soda machine. Nicole and I spent, like, the first month at the barn, which is, like, where DSIG has their parties, and it was really, really fun for that first month. But then we never went back, so I don't really know how it is most of the time. But it was fun for that month. Also at ASIG, they have, like, this thing, like, on their ceiling that you can sit on, so that's kind of fun. Why didn't you make college vlogs or videos in general while you were in college? Okay, so coming into college, I thought I was definitely going to be one of those people who was like, dorm tour and daily vlogs in the life of a Michigan student. You know, that kind of vibe. I thought that was going to be me. I mean, I grew up watching college vlogs. I was always obsessed with college, so I thought that was going to be me since, like, literally middle school. But then I got to college and I realized, wow, I live 2,000 miles away from my home. I have to adapt to living in this totally new environment, make all new friends. I don't know anybody here. and I just didn't really want the pressure of doing that on camera. Honestly, I feel like the friendships that I made are really genuine because I didn't do that, getting to know people in a different way than I maybe otherwise would have. I just feel like when you put relationships, especially new relationships, on camera, it makes them kind of weird, especially when I literally had just met these people. But anyways, I feel like this year, now that I have developed real friendships with people and I know them a little bit better, they're probably a little bit more comfortable with me than they would have been at the beginning. I will do all that stuff so you guys can get to know my friends and get a better look into what Michigan looks like from a student's perspective. A lot of people were wondering if it's worth it to pay out-of-state tuition and also like how to afford it. So somebody said, I'm from Ohio and UMich is my dream school, but I'm wondering if it's worth the out-of-state tuition. By the way, I love your videos. Thank you, kind lady. And then somebody else asked, I'm currently a junior applying for college. I noticed you're from California like me, so I had a few questions concerning UMich's financial aid. It's seriously my dream school, and if accepted, I know I commit to go there for sure, but out-of-state tuition is definitely a blocker because it's so expensive. So if you don't mind me wondering, does UMich usually provide good financial aid, or do you recommend looking for other sources or scholarships to help pay for the cost? Personally, for me, I think education is priceless, and knowledge is priceless. But do I want to pay $65,000 a year for anything, and do I feel like that's worth it? I don't know. I will say a degree from Michigan is super valuable, and you meet amazing people there. You're going to meet people who are really going somewhere, and everyone's so intelligent and so down to earth. The experience that you get from being at Michigan is part of the price. There's so many resources and opportunities that are available to you. Is it worth it? That's something that you kind of have to think about in your personal context. So first off, ask yourself, is this something that you and your family can realistically afford? Or are you willing to have loans after college? Second, are you planning to major in something that will actually give you enough money to pay off those loans after school? As far as financial aid goes, I would say that Michigan's really generous on financial aid. I think I got like half of my tuition paid for this year, which is really, really nice. If you don't feel like your documents from like 2 years ago accurately reflect your situation now, call them, email them, send them your most recent documents. They will work with you. They're super helpful. They want to make sure that this is going to be like a feasible option for you. If you are out of state though, I don't think that they will give you enough money to pay for your full tuition, unless maybe you are in a really tight financial situation. So I think it would be a good idea to look for other sources like scholarships that can give you loan-free aid. If I were you, I would try to look for more local scholarships. So for example, I got a scholarship from my local Rotary Club. So ask your teachers, ask in organizations that you're a part of. My guidance counselor sent out emails all the time to seniors about different local things that they could apply for. I mean, you can look at like big scholarship search engines like FastWeb and scholarships.com and all that stuff, but there are literally thousands of kids applying to those scholarships. So personally, I felt like it was a waste of my time because I know people who literally apply to hundreds of those and don't get one reply. Also, once you actually get into the university, you can usually find scholarships for people who are already attending the school. Okay, so some stuff about weather, dealing with a cold, all that jazz. Somebody asked me, what coat did you buy? So I bought a Fjäll Robinkonken, which is like the Swedish brand that makes those backpacks, you know. If you are looking for a Canada Goose, I would recommend looking at like Depop, eBay, that type of thing if you don't want to pay like $1,000 for your jacket. I know quite a few people who did that, and they honestly got really cute jackets, and they're in like new shape. And then somebody else asked me, is the weather bad and should it be considered when making a choice on a school? I mean, I'm coming from California, and my friend Dossie's coming from Miami, and I feel like we adapted really, really quickly to the weather. I mean, keep in mind it was a pretty mild winter for the most part, but I still feel like you'll adapt really quickly to it. I don't feel like weather should be a factor that keeps you from attending your dream school unless it creates like a financial burden. You gotta think about all the other extra costs it's gonna inflict. Like you have to buy a jacket, and that costs a pretty penny just on its own. You have to buy boots, and while you can get away with wearing like Doc Martens or your Air Force Ones for a little bit, some days it's not cutting it. You want to have real boots, especially when there's like 3 inches of snow that you're trudging through. But yeah, I feel like in general, it shouldn't be a make or break. What is your opinion on Greek life? It's personally not for me, but I know a lot of people do have really good experiences with it. My cousin went to TCU and she was in a sorority and she loved it. I will say, if you have any desire to rush, just do it. You can always drop rush or drop from your sorority if you don't like it later. I wanted to rush, but there were like technical difficulties. I can talk about this later, but I didn't rush basically. And it did really suck during that month. But when your friends are just like in the sorority, like normally, you'll probably be fine if like it wasn't something that you're vibing with. Unless you go to like a southern school, I don't know how that works. I know they're very like Greek life happy over there, and like if you don't get into sorority, you literally transfer schools. It's not like that at Michigan. The reason that I feel like I would not have enjoyed being in one is, first off, they go out all the time. And when I say all the time, I mean during the week, all weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like it's a whole thing. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to go. Like you feel this obligation to go. And I have a friend that dropped out of his frat right after he got initiated, just because there was always this pressure that he had to constantly be going. It's just a lot. And if that's something that you like doing, then maybe you'll enjoy doing that. But like for me, I like having like a chill night once in a while. Like I like going out, but I also want to just chill and hang out with my friends. And also like I need to do work, so I feel like I would just be stressed out. Like I have things to do besides that. Also, another reason that I really wanted to rush was because I wanted to make my best friends. And honestly, that's not gonna happen in the first 2 months of you being in a sorority, which was like kind of my expectation, and I think a lot of my friends' expectations. But like a lot of my friends ended up making like going out friends, but like they didn't hang out with them outside of that. Like they would not go to lunch with those people. People make a lot of friends from their sororities, but it's not going to happen right away. So if it's something that you're joining because you're like, I need friends ASAP, you'll probably make those really solid friends when you live in the house, which at Michigan you don't do that till your sophomore year. So I don't know if you want to wait that long to make friends, but yeah, if there's like another route that you can go, like join a professional fraternity, like which is what I did, or join some other club or organization, you'll probably like a lot of those people rather than like 5 of them, because you all have similar mindsets. You know what I mean? Okay, so a couple people asked me to talk about CAPI, which is Kappa Alpha Pi, which is the pre-law fraternity that I'm a part of, and then also the brush process for a professional fraternity. Professional fraternities are like the perfect blend. They're like awesome because first off, you get professional development, you get a lot of really great professional connections, especially in the field specifically that you want to go into. And then also you get the social aspect as well. We have parties, we have mixers with other fraternities, we have tailgates, we have chill wine and cheese nights, we have all the things. When you're in a sorority, your PC is probably going to be like 60 people. But if you join a professional fraternity, it's a lot more exclusive. You can look at that as like a good and a bad thing, but your PC, which is your pledge class, sorry I keep saying that without like explaining what that is, but your PC will be like 20 people. So like you're really going to get to know everyone in your pledge class, and you also get tight with other people in other pledge classes, which is really cool. So you have like the big little system like you do in Greek life, if that's something that you're into. When you meet your big, like you meet all of their friends too. Like you kind of just get sucked into like their friend group. Your lin, which is like your lineage of big littleness, that like goes beyond just your actual big little lin. Like it's all of their friends too. So it's really fun, and you get to know a lot of people that way. Hands down, CAPI is the best pre-law frat on campus. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. I'm not biased. I knew this before I rushed. Everybody will tell you, even from an outside perspective, CAPI is the best one, hands down. We go hard at Profty events. We go hard at parties. We also have this thing called like speaker series. Basically, lawyers and people in law and public policy, just in any field, will come and talk to you about what they do, how they got there. So it's really good to hear from these people, because they are people who are very successful in their field, and if you are interested in seeing how to get on their level someday, that is super cool. Also super helpful to have when we're dealing with the coronavirus situation right now and figuring out how to proceed with like your summer like internships and whatnot. We had an awesome professor from Georgetown go on Zoom with us and talk to us about how to stand out still, so that's really nice to have those resources available to you. Also, CAPI has branches at a bunch of different schools. Like a lot of UC schools have CAPI, so rush CAPI, you won't regret it. It's really awesome. I feel like it was the turning point of my time at Michigan, and it just made my experience so much better. How's professional rush? What do you talk about? Was it structured at all, or did you just go and talk to anyone? for however long. Okay, so when you're rushing a professional frat at Michigan, you'll go to a mass meeting, which is basically just like an introduction of this is what we stand for, these are the people, this is what we do, blah, blah, blah. So when you're at the mass meeting, they will probably have some time afterwards set aside to talk to people in the fraternity. This time is optional, but don't think of it as optional. Think of this as mandatory to getting into this fraternity. The number one rule for rushing a professional fraternity is get your face out there. Make sure they know who you are. Take advantage of any opportunity that you are given to talk to everybody in the fraternity. After the mass meeting, Cappy had like a bunch of different events. So we had like a speed dating event where it'd just be like a panel of like people in Cappy and then a bunch of rushes. And then they would have some rooms where it'd just be like a table with 2 rushes and 2 members. They would just ask you super random questions. You don't need to prepare for this. Like, you don't have to have like knowledge about the law or anything for this. They're all super fun questions, like what cartoon character would you date? Stuff like that. It's really fun. Think outside of the box. Give them creative, funny answers. Don't worry about like impressing them or anything. There's also professional and casual mixers where you're given the opportunity to get to know the members a little bit more and talk to them just about pretty much anything. It's just like a get to know you type of thing. Some of the mixers would be unstructured where you could just talk to whoever you wanted for however long. And then some would be like you have 5 minutes to talk to these people, then you must move on. And this is really just to give you the opportunity to get to know as many people as possible. This is one thing that I really liked about Cappy in comparison to other fraternities that I was looking at, because they really gave you so much time to get to know these people. Like, some of these other frats will have like an event that you don't really get to talk to anybody, and then they'll have like 20 minutes after to get your face around. Like, I'm sorry, that is not enough time. Like, you need the time to get to know these people just as much as they need the time to get to know you. So after you do all these events, you will apply. So there's an application online. It's basically just a submission of a resume and your cover letter. You will have like an interview as well. And after all of that, then you will be informed whether you have moved on to the next round or not. For Cappy, there's 2 more events. Some fraternities are different and they have multiple rounds, but Cappy just has 2 rounds. And then if you make it to the second final round, they have this secret activity, which I won't tell you about because I don't want you to know what it is. I feel like that final event really solidified that I wanted to be in Cappy. How is the coursework load in college? So much easier than high school makes it out to be. In high school, they literally make college sound like a living hell, but it's not. It is so chill. I go to classes for 2 hours a day. I have the rest of the time to do my homework, go to my pledge meetings, hang out with my friends, like literally all the time in the world. I wake up at like 9:30 every single day. And I feel like teachers don't have unrealistic expectations. Like, all the work that I'm given makes sense. Like, it's not busy work. If you had a good work ethic in high school, like, you will be fine. However, I am an LSA. If you're an engineer or like in something else like Ross or I don't know, your life may be very different from mine. I can ask my engineering friends about that in a later video if you are interested to see what their coursework is like. But my roommate was an engineer and she seemed to be chilling, so I don't know. How are the Michigan guys? There's a lot of really attractive guys in Michigan. Midwest men are raised differently. They are raised so well, and all my guy friends are like very good examples of this. They're so sweet and they're so funny and they're so cutie, like babies, bro. They're so cute. I love them. Weirdest experience so far. So many experiences. I will talk, oh my gosh, I will literally tell you all about the crazy times that we had in my freshman year recap video. I will tell you so many stories in that video. We had such a good time. But I don't know if this story will fit in anywhere specifically. Basically, this kid I don't know, he's gay, so on Halloween, he dressed up as a girl and went to the frats. They had no clue that it was actually a guy. And this kid made out with 3 brothers. Not just pledges, brothers. And they had no clue. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know if that's like problematic. Okay, so this is a question that I really like, so I'm going to finish the video with it. How, in what ways, are you different in college than high school? So if you knew me in high school, you knew I was so type A. Like, I was a perfectionist to a fault, and it was draining. Like, I was so anxious all the time because I was just like like that, like so bad. Like literally Monica from Friends, I was Monica from Friends. I feel like in college, my view on life completely shifted. First off, became so much more secure in myself and so much more comfortable with myself and who I was. And I just didn't really care about what other people thought about what I was doing. And I feel like that is the reason why I literally attracted the college friend group that I'd wanted since high school. And I feel like there's a lot of factors that go into how I just completely changed my mindset. The first thing I would say is that I let go of my constant need to be in control of everything. It's also just being more mindful. Letting go of that control relieved me of my stress. And then being more mindful showed me beauty in life, and that is what made me have a way more positive outlook. It caused me to just slow down and see all the great things that life offers, and I don't know, like it was just such a positive change in my life, and it made me so much more genuinely happy. I have friends who've told me that they can see that I have changed for the better and that I am so much happier, that I'm so much happier for them and their achievements, and that literally, like, that makes my day. So encouraging to hear that this is not only a positive impact on myself, but also a positive impact on other people. 6 months to realize what I need to do. So I'm very excited to see what will happen in the next 3 years of college and then the rest of life, you know. I feel like college is just very transformative. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it was informative and helpful in some way. Again, if I didn't answer your question, please feel free to leave it in the comments, shoot me a DM, whatever you want to do. But anyways, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!